welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can achieve this Cheshire Cat inspired makeup look from Alice in Wonderland. I took a lot of inspiration from this picture I found on Pinterest. I was trying to find the artist, however, all of the photos I saw didn't mention the artist. So if you guys happen to know the artist, please let me know in the comments because I want to make sure to tag them down below, because I personally found that this replica of Cheshire Cat is just so well done and I really like the way the mouth looked. So I definitely knew that when I turned myself into Cheshire Cat, I definitely wanted to do something more like this. So like I said, if you guys happen to know the artist, please let me know because I couldn't find it. This is the last look in my mini Alice in Wonderland series that I was doing for my Halloween series, so I'll make sure to have all of my other Alice in Wonderland characters linked down below for you guys to check out as well. It looks so weird when I talk though, because like, it's not supposed to look like that! The problem with doing characters whose mouths are already open is it's like, you just submit yourself to not speaking. Also, I feel like this is like a gateway makeup look to being a furry, so if you guys are interested in that, I got you covered. If you're not already, definitely make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be uploading a new Halloween themed makeup tutorial every weekday for the entire month of October, and you guys definitely don't want to miss it. And also make sure to have my full Halloween playlist linked down below to help give you any more Halloween character inspiration as well. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how you can transform yourself into the Cheshire Cat this Halloween, then just keep watching. Hey Spoops, so to get started, I'm going to be going ahead and pinning my bangs back just so that they're out of my face since this is a body paint tutorial. I'm then going to be going ahead and popping in my yellow cat eye contact lenses and then starting with skincare. I'm going to be taking my True Skin Vitamin C Facial Serum and applying this all over my face before going into my Fenty Skin Sunscreen and applying this over my face as well to help moisturize it. Next, I'm going to be taking my Pixi Rose Plus Radiance Perfector and applying this over my face to help give it a nice luminous glow, and then taking my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer and applying this all over my face to help prep it and hold onto the body paint a little bit better. I'm then going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Tickled Pink and using a fluffy foundation brush, I'm going to be going ahead and applying this all over my face. I personally find that with applying body paint, it is best to use a fluffy foundation brush. I just find that it helps buff out and blend the colors nicely so that way it doesn't get all streaky. I'm then going to be going into Magenta and I'm going to be creating the illusion of those stripes on my chin, bringing that down my neck onto my body. I don't want to do anything too crazy for this just because this doesn't need to be perfect. It is fur. So I just kind of decided to do some rough lines and I find that it kind of ended up looking really cool at the end. So I'm just going to be doing every other line with Magenta going down my chest because we're going to be doing the other side with purple. So I'm going to be taking my Wild Violet Graftobian Pro Paint and filling in those blank areas with the purple. Next, I'm going to be taking my Meiji Look body paint in Yeti, and I'm going to be using this to highlight my face. So I'm going to be going ahead and taking a fluffy concealer brush and going ahead and starting by applying this on my forehead, bringing this down to my under eye area and also to my cupid's bow and chin. We're definitely using this to just kind of help lighten our face and kind of give it those natural highlights like we would if doing normal makeup. And then I'm just setting my whole face and body using some white baby powder. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using for this whole look is my Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival XL palette, and I'm going to be starting on coloring in my eyebrows, so I'm going to be taking Funky and going ahead and just filling in all my brow hairs before going into Wasted and filling in just the arch of the eyebrow just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. I then want to go ahead and start to sketch out the mouth area, so I'm going to be taking my Meiji Look body paint in ink and I'm going to be creating that little nose to mouth indentation that he has before going ahead and taking just a little bit on a tiny detail brush and starting to trace out the shape of the mouth that I want. I definitely really liked pulling it up through the bottom of my cheekbones. I kind of like how having my cheekbones popping out at the top kind of give it more of a natural dimension just by my own face shape, so that is definitely kind of the shape I was following. Once I have the shape mapped out, I'm going to be going into my Made You Look body paint in Yeti, and I'm going to be going ahead and creating all of the Cheshire Cat's teeth. So I definitely wanted to space them out just to try and make it look nice and realistic. He ended up having slightly bigger teeth because I did have to actually pull these teeth from my upper lip down onto my bottom lip a little bit just because of the way my face is shaped. But I definitely really like how the shapes turned out and how the teeth looked overall. I feel like it definitely looked quite menacing. And of course you can alter where the teeth lie based on where you map out the mouth on your face. You could have it so the upper teeth lie just right on top of your upper lip, and then the bottom teeth are just right on the bottom lip, and it's just completely up to you and whatever you think will look best for your face. This is definitely what I think worked best for mine, and I really enjoy how it looked. And then so as you can see, as I'm getting further into the back of the mouth, I am making the teeth a little bit smaller, and that is going to be really helpful for when we add shading to make it look realistic. But for now, I'm just going to be going into my Pillow Talk eyeshadow from my Carnival XL palette and applying this right on top of all of the teeth. This is going to do wonders just throughout this whole body painting process. If you set everything with some eyeshadow, it just helps make it more opaque and look just a lot nicer and just more detailed. Next, I'm going to be taking Funky, and I'm going to be going ahead and lining the edge of the entire mouth. This is going to help give it some more dimension on the mouth popping out, and it just looks really, really great against the body paint. So I'm just lining the whole mouth using some of this Funky color and making sure to just slightly blend it out at the edges a little bit. I'm then going to be taking Pillow Talk and going ahead and applying this right around that under nose area. This is going to kind of replicate the highlight that a lot of cats have around their nose, and I definitely find that this kind of helps pop out your mouth a little bit, so I'm even going to be bringing this down to my chin as well. I'm then going to be taking my Funky eyeshadow and going ahead and starting to contour my nose just to make it look a little bit smaller. And then of course I'm just going to be going ahead and blending that out before taking that same eyeshadow and going ahead and creating the stripes on Cheshire Cat's forehead. So I'm going to be creating a downward triangle at the very top, and then going down either side I'm going to be making an angled triangle and fading out the edges that are technically closer to my eyes, but keeping a nice sharp line of the line that is closer to my forehead. And I definitely find that this kind of helps give a nice gradient that looks really cool. And then I'm going to be going into Wasted and applying this to the middle of that center part, and then for the rest of them I'm going to be applying the purple to that harsher line, once again just to kind of continue with that gradient look. I'm then also going to be using Wasted to create his nice little nose, and then highlighting that with Pink Me right in the center. Going back into my Made You Look body paint in Yeti, I'm going to be going ahead and filling in the entire mouth area that I left blank. So this is going to be outlining all of the teeth with black just to make sure that they maintain their shape and that they're nice and sharp, and then just going ahead and filling in all of that empty space. And just like we did with the teeth, I'm going to be going into the black eyeshadow Lights Out, and I'm going to be going ahead and setting all of this black space with the black eyeshadow. Once again, this is going to help make it look a lot darker and more opaque. And then while I'm at the corner areas of the mouth, I'm actually going to be pulling down that shading to help give that nice shadow effect in the mouth, so it really looks like the teeth are in the back of our mouth, and it just really helps to add some nice detail. And then I'm also going to be creating the little freckle dots that he has on his nose for his whiskers. I'm then going to be taking my Made You Look body paint in Yeti and going ahead and creating a light line on my face for each of those whiskers, and then I'm going to be going into my ink body paint and going right next to that, creating the darker line for whiskers. I'm then going to be taking my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer and going ahead and priming my eyelids before going in and taking Funky on a fluffy brush and just going ahead and applying this to the outer corner of my eye and blending this in towards the inner part, and also applying this to my lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to be going into Persuasion and doing the exact same thing. I'm going to be focusing this on the outer corner of my eye, really building it up to add some nice shading, and then bringing this into the crease, and then also pulling this down to my lower lash line. I'm then going to be throwing in some of that purple by taking Wasted and once again on a fluffy brush applying this to the outer corner and blending this inwards, keeping this a little bit more compact just to kind of help add with the dimension and the gradient, and then also applying this to my lower lash line. I'm then going to be taking Pink Meat and going ahead and applying this to the inner corner of my eye and blending this out to the center of my lid before going into Fair Play and applying this to the center of my eye to help brighten it and give it a little bit more of a halo effect, and also applying this to my brow bone and down my nose. I'm then going to be taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Black Pearl eyeliner and going ahead and applying this to my lower waterline, and then going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid black eyeliner and creating a nice wing on the outer corner of my eye, filling it in, and then bringing it into a point at the inner corner of my eye, and also applying a little line under my eye to my lower lash line and creating some false little lashes as well using my eyeliner. I'm just going to be doing like 3 or 4 at the outer corner of my eye, and this is really going to help make our eyes pop a little bit more. To make our eyes pop even more, I'm going to be going into my ColourPop Hocus Pocus Glitterly Obsessed Glitter Gel, taking Amok, and going ahead on a flat brush and applying this to my eyelid, making sure to blend it out around the edges, and this is really going to help give this eye a lot more of a glam look, and I absolutely love it. I'm then going to be prepping my eyelashes by curling them before going into my Tarte Maneater mascara and just going ahead and sweeping this through my upper and my lower eyelashes. I'm then going to be taking my Sugar Pill eyelashes in Plush and going ahead and applying that to my upper lash line. Moving back to the face, I'm going to be going into Persuasion, and I'm going to be going ahead and creating his smile/wrinkle lines at the corners of his mouth. So I'm just going to be creating 2 crescent shapes surrounding his mouth, and then also creating a little line on the top and the bottom of the mouth as well, just to kind of help give that a little bit more dimension. And last but not least, I'm going to be spraying my One Size Beauty Until Dawn Setting Mist all over my face to help set this look. And that is my completed Cheshire Cat inspired makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Also, if you haven't already, please consider supporting me on Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 a month and receive all exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks of upcoming makeup looks before anybody else, and it really does help support me and my channel. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!